professor, physician, epidemiologist. I am Dr. Sri Banerjee. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University. And in this segment, I will be taking a different approach in explaining something that is considered in the realm of parapsychology and the parasciences, and that is astrology. This is a lesson in astrology with some interesting aspects of each planet. So what I'll do is go through each planet first and the characteristics that are associated with them. And then I'll go over a table, very important table, where the exaltation, the detriment, the fall, and all of these different status are shown in one chart. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first planet, so to speak, is the Sun, and that represents vitality, ego, individual will, sense of purpose, pride, creativity, personal power, well-being, self-image, leadership, authority, and father. So these are all characteristics of a strong sense of self and a strong ego and even strong self-esteem, because Sun is the ruler of Leo. So as I go through some of these planets, I want to coordinate this with astrological science so that it makes more sense. So the next planet, not a planet, as far as astrology is concerned, it's a planet, is the Moon. And the Moon is a ruling Cancer within astrological science. And Moon is typically emotions, feelings, reaction and response, memory, nurturance, changeability, belonging, the tribe, the public, mother, and women. And Moon is usually the home and typically seen as the realm of women in this paradigm. So we continue onward and look at Mercury. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. And so the 12 characteristics of this are communication, navigation, logic, dexterity, speech, writing, wit, reason, cleverness, nervous system, siblings, and neighbors. There's actually a Mercury line where you can tell from the lines that go vertical near the in the mound of Mercury. If there's multiple lines, then the person is considered nervous, and also might have nervous system issues. However, most of these characteristics are important. If you think about the mercurial person, the person is intelligent and logical, and all of these characteristics. Cleverness, nervous system, siblings, neighbors. So the next one down is Venus, and Venus is attraction, love, affection, artistry, harmony, beauty, values, speech or peace, art and decoration, females, relating, social interaction, and social events. Thinking about Venus, Venus is more of, if you think about Aphrodite in a lot of the Greek mythologies, characteristics of all woman, and also some of these relating social events, these are part of Venus. And Venus rules Libra, but Next is Mars. Mars is action, drive, risk, initiate, aggressiveness, courage, desire, energy, passion, will, impulsiveness, force, competitiveness, males. So as you can see, this is a very active sort of sign. It's a fire sign. Aries is ruled by Mars, and a lot of times Mars is impulsive and risk-taking. Whatever sign it's in, it will make that sign make it more risky and kind of push near the edge, where setting limits, there's no boundaries, and there's courage that is what it takes to do this. A lot of energy. The next one is Jupiter. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. If you think about some of the different aspects of Sagittarius, this would make sense. Jupiter is growth, expansiveness, optimism, law, religion, higher education, long journeys, justice, prosperity, generosity, confidence, extravagance, excess. Interesting planet, because there's some positive, very positive sort of adjectives for Jupiter, and then some that are negative. So confidence is positive, excess is negative, and a lot of times the excess, it goes around the chart in about 12 years, and a lot of times person experiences this excess, and then Saturn comes right through there and then kind of teaches the person a lesson about growing too quickly and too rapidly. It's kind of a metaphor analogy of life. The ebb and flow of rivers, if you think about the Nile River, in the droughts, which is Saturn, there wasn't not as many crops, and then the overflowing created crops. So that would be Jupiter. Religion, higher education. Next planet is Saturn. Saturn rules Capricorn, and if you think about Capricorn, kind of a cold sign. I was just describing the difference between Jupiter and Saturn. Saturn is limitation, restriction, boundaries, inhibition, delay, structure, caution, fear, control, ambition, responsibility, discipline, old age, and father. This is kind of interesting. Again, interesting combo. Ambition is not bad. So if you think about the balance between positive and negative, there's responsibility that's taught, there's discipline, and all in the face of ambition, which means that Saturn may be difficult, but then it propels the person into understanding and a more deeper sort of understanding and knowledge. So what does Uranus represent? Deviation, eccentricity, sudden change, progress, rebellion, independence, division, liberation, originality, invention, technology. And Uranus is typically thought of as the ruler of Aquarius. And if you think about Uranus, it's going beyond and thinking outside of the box, and all of those all at once. If you're eccentric, then as an Aquarian, that's not such a big deal. If you have a liberation and change, sudden change, then you have to improvise and be original in the way that you handle the change. And then, of course, invention and technology is under there. Now Neptune, we're getting down to the last two here. Sensitivity, sacrifice, spirituality, escapism, illusion, deception, liberation, originality, invention, and technology. Neptune is typically like the ruler of Pisces, so it's somewhat of a daydreamy, ADD, attention deficit disorder without the hyperactivity. Illusion, deception, liberation, originality. So it's all of these all at once. And then finally, Pluto and what that represents. By the way, these planets are on the right. Deep change, crisis, transformation, regeneration, illumination, destruction, death, survival, compulsion, power, group resources, finance. So this is a very transformative sort of planet. Deeper change, elimination of what you don't need, like the phoenix. Regeneration, rises from the ashes, and then transforms. So if you think about the tale of the phoenix, then this makes sense. Of course, sometimes, which I've seen, when Pluto is conjunct the ascendant, there's death around the person in some instances. Because the ascendant is such a personal sort of point. So then I'm gonna go into the essential dignities, and I know this has already gone over 10 minutes. Rulership, planets are strongest in the signs they rule. Exaltation, second strongest placement of a planet. Detriment, found in the sign opposite its rulership and considered a weak placement for the planet. And then fall, found in the sign opposite its exaltation and considered the weakest placement for the planet. So I'm now going to go over this table. And I'm going to move my picture around as I'm presenting. Dignities and debilities. So on the left, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. These are all the signs. Now, rulers, and this is something that I know very well, and it's good to know. And then the detriment is also good to know, and memorize some of this. And then exaltation and fall. When you're looking at this, all of these different aspects at the same time, then you get a better picture than if you are only looking at sign and ruler or sign and detriment. So this is my final slide. We've gone over each of the characteristics of the planets, and then the debilities, dignities, and rulership of some of these signs. And what I did throughout the video is matched the planet with the sign that it rules. Thank you for listening.